middle ground.
So is there still a role for antitrust law in today's fast-paced global economy? Are the laws still relevant more than a century after their creation? Or are they just an obstruction to creating success in a free market? We'll look at 3 recent high-profile cases involving major corporations that reveal the schemes and methods of offenders and see just what's at stake for consumers.
Hello? Concealed boy, I've got a great idea. Between us, we control 70% of the country's soap sales. Let's raise and fix our prices. Controlling 70% of the market where we do cleanup.
Terrific. We'll make millions.
I smell trouble.
Quiet. Okay, Sam. It's a deal.
You'll be sorry.
These are very, very difficult crimes to detect.
The victims don't know they've been victimized. That can happen for years, and victims don't know.
Probably less than 1/3 are discovered by the authorities. And it's those kinds of percentages that continue to draw businessmen into the game of price fixing.
Archer Daniels Midland, or ADM, is a giant in the agricultural products processing industry. In the early 90s, ADM developed a new division to make the amino acid lysine, a feed additive used by ranchers for livestock and poultry. It was a lucrative business for the handful of lysine manufacturers, but ADM executives hatched a plan for a price-fixing conspiracy to boost corporate profits even higher.
The world's major lysine producers had gotten together and basically divided the world market. They determined how much they would produce, how much each producer would sell, and at what price.
In a conspiracy of this type, they essentially divided up the customers among themselves and stopped competing for those markets.
Hardcore antitrust offenses such as price fixing, bid rigging, is simply theft by well-dressed thieves. It's fraud, plain and simple.
Victims of such price-fixing schemes are people like California egg farmer Paul Bayen, whose business is vulnerable to even small price changes.
The amino acids are very important as part of the feed to the chickens. They're the most expensive part of the feed ration. And we're in a business where a penny is huge. And I'm talking about a penny a dozen, not a penny an egg. To give you an idea, if my cost of production is a penny greater than it needs to be in a small farm like this, to me that's $160,000 a year. It's one significant component in the end of what I do, in this going away.
Initially, the harm certainly is felt by the initial purchaser, farmers. But ultimately, at some level, every one of us felt the pinch of this cartel in slightly higher prices for the end product.
I've still got to buy amino acids. There are still only 4 or 5 people or whatever producing this stuff. I don't think your average consumer cares, quite frankly. I don't know if they care or not. They should, because they're getting ripped off. You know, when my costs go up, I have little choice but to exert, pressure on the marketplace that I sell into.
At the end of 3 years, when they had raised prices over that period, they made an estimated $200 to $250 million of additional profits. Of course, it's a very profitable way to do business. In the United States, it's a felony. It's illegal.
Nice to see you. How are you doing? Good seeing you.
Unbeknownst to the conspirators, one of the meeting participants, ADM executive Mark Whitaker, was working with the FBI. He had set up a hidden camera and microphone, which gave investigators in the room next door a ringside seat to the criminal dealings.
I'm not from FBI. It's 7 for FTC.
And you can see 5 gentlemen sitting around a smoke-filled hotel room where they literally fixed the price of this lysine product around the world, down to the penny, effective the very next day. They understood perfectly that what they were doing was illegal. That's very clear. And they also never thought they'd get caught. And so they laughed about the FBI, and they laughed about their customers, and they joked about how they were able to get away with their crime.
the officers of those companies, and this is on tape, very frequently repeated a kind of mantra. They said, "Our customers are our enemy, and our rivals are our friend."
They are not my friends. You're my friend. I want to be closer to you than I am to any customer, that you can make us unelected.
My initial reaction when I heard about them and was reading some briefing books was, nobody really said that. And then I watched the tapes.
Let's put prices on the board. Let's all agree that's what we're going to do, and then walk out of here and do it.
With a mass of damning evidence, the government was able to mount an aggressive case that led to the conviction of 3 ADM executives, who collectively spent 99 months in jail. ADM's fine was $100 million.
This $100 million criminal fine should send a message worldwide. If you engage in collusive behavior that robs United States consumers, there will be vigorous investigation and tough penalties.
This was our first fine above $10 million. We've now fined over 40 companies above $10 million. But even more so, I don't know that we appreciated that at that time or could have imagined at that time what effect it would have had on our partners abroad.
Many other countries are changing their laws now and making price fixing not just a civil violation, but a criminal offense with serious fines and serious prison sentences.
If they think they're going to go to jail and essentially be outed for the crooks that they are, I think that's a deterrent. I'd like to think it's a deterrent. I don't know what else we're going to do.
You're